Today, we're taking fat on the journey, building flavour, aroma, and colour along the way to arrive at the bold, layered version of Kung Pao prawns. But first, we take an Italian detour by rendering unsmoked pancetta fat, echoing the common usage of lard in older Chinese recipes. This would give us rounder, richer, and more clingy fat as our starting point, with the added benefit of savoury and cured flavour from the pork. And with heat, we further develop complex, meaty, roasted flavours thanks to the Maillard reaction, already winning at the starting line. Once everything's golden, solids out, temporarily. Next up, peanuts. Our rich, clingy fat will gradually take on some nutty note. And of course, the peanuts themselves would release, then rapidly evaporate their surface moisture, getting past boiling point. More Maillard reaction, giving us some roasted crunch for garnish later. Once they're taking on a bit of colour, we can add the pancetta back to toast a bit more. This way we have a bit more control so they don't burn. Once you can hear the crunch, everything out, whichever way is the easiest. Fat back in. Next up, Sichuan pepper. Just 30 seconds at low heat, mostly just for some background citrus note. We're not looking for the famous numbing sensation, which is quite heat sensitive. And unlike mapo tofu, this is a supporting character. So skip it if you don't have easy access. Next up, marine aroma and orange hue in the form of prawn shells. A bonus if you're using shell on prawns. And we stay at gentle heat to not scare the aroma away. Into a sieve. Every little drop counts, and you can make a wonderful miso soup with this. After 3 stops, we have this porky, nutty, savoury, aromatic orange fat and garnish you can make ahead. Now, let's make some Kung Pao. If you happen to have head-on prawns, we invite them to the party. Tasty in their own right, and they'll bring a ton of roasted prawn flavours to our oil. To prep them, you want to simply cut just under the eye. Inspect and remove any potential sandbag. We trim the so-called mouth legs. Now you have a decision to make. If you're solving for the tastiest head, cut a bit lower so the flesh keeps most of the prawn butter inside. If you're solving for the sauce, you can just snap it off and open the floodgates. Now, with the flesh, any incision you make will help increase the surface area available for the fat to coat. If you want to go restaurant style, we go deep from the back all the way down the C shape, leaving just the tips. Remove the sand line if you see one. This will then open up very beautifully when we cook it. Now the Kung Pao sauce. In a regular stir fry, you would add your sauces, then add your slurry. In Kung Pao, because we just want a thin coating for flavour, the liquid evaporates fast. A standalone slurry would at best be uneven, at worst become a pancake. So we mix ahead, potato or cornstarch in a bowl, soy sauce for salinity, umami, and colour. Shaoxing wine for savoury, oxidized depth. Chinese black vinegar for acidity. Honey or touch of sugar or mirin for sweetness and gloss. Optional white pepper for some earthy heat. Now let's cook. No need to rinse your pan. The fat journey continues. Dried red chili of your choice go in. They'll bring the kick, the red colour, and the potential fruity note. Seeds removed to avoid bitterness and for texture. I know we've gone above and beyond to flavor the oil, but there's no shame if you need to top up with some neutral oil. Next stop, prawn heads. Moderate heat, otherwise they'll become bitter. Depending on what you're solving for, you can push them a bit to help them release their goodness. Now the Chinese Holy Trinity. Ginger for some zesty freshness and warm heat. Scallion for some oniony fragrance and subtle sweetness. And garlic, this time for pungency. All sliced. You want to eat them. This is not a sofrito. Now, prawns in, and they cook fast. Look at that. Just keep moving them to help them cook evenly. And thanks to the prawn butter from the heads, no need for velveting. The fat is already clinging. Once they're starting to curl up, we gradually drizzle our sauce. But first, make sure you give it a good mix. We allow the water content to evaporate, flavor to concentrate, and starch to gelatinize, further coating our prawns. Look at that. Can't see the sauce anymore. Crunchy garnish back in. Hear the crunch? Smell the porky goodness. Give it a good mix. We can plate. By the way, there's no scallion green in Kung Pao. It clashes with the sweetness. Make sure you make some rice, and that's Kung Pao prawn.